Hey, what up YouTube? It's Theo from Insane Dragon Ball, and this week I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite figures, one of my favorite characters, second after Vegeta. I know it's hard to believe, I'm not really a big fan of Goku. I am, but I'm not, it's like, they wrote him to be the hero of the show, I kind of like Vegeta as the underdog, and the next favorite character behind Vegeta is Beerus, God of Destruction. So actually, the review I did with my blue Vegeta, the one that I showed everybody that I didn't like, and you can understand why now. The next figure I got directly after Vegeta was the Beerus. It's very cool, actually. So that's when I just got into Dragon Ball Super, and I'm like, my god, this dude is awesome. I'm gonna have to get a figure of it. I just kept seeing posts on Instagram with the Beerus figure and what you can do with the Beerus figure, and I was like, holy crap, that's cool. Before we get into that, I just want to point out my latest pup, Dragon Ball. Shenron, the all-powerful dragon. Can't grant every wish, but there is a dragon out there that can. Spoiler alert. No, Shenron, very cool. All right, let's get in it. Before creation becomes destruction, the destroyer himself, Lord Beerus. All right. As usual, we start with the packaging and what he looks like in the box. So, there's one dope figure. Check that out. Right there in the packaging, we've got the SH Figuarts Beerus. You've got the, what's that say? Yeah, the Certificate of License Grants, Toei Animation. Warning, Tamashii Nations, Bandai, Dragon Ball Super, Funimation. Alright. Beerus with a very cool, blast pose there on the front. Very stern looking pose there. More of his face there, wraps around on the box. The yawning face, that's hilarious. You can either have that as a yawning face or it's like an eating face. And there's a little, articulated hand. Well, not articulated, but that's the way it's posed in. And on the back, super modeling, master crafted sculpt accurately depicts Beerus' form in meticulous detail. And that it does, that's a really cool pose. You get some good ideas for this figure. Some very good ideas. So simple style, heroic action. They really nailed the box art on these, the SH. That's why it's my favorite line. So that is the packaging, and without further ado, let's get them open. And out of the packaging, here is the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. How cool is this? This is my dynamic display stand. It's called an Obitsu stand, just for those of you watching at home. Now, made out of clear plastic, which is really cool. You actually piece it together yourself. It's got some like little moving parts there, and a lot of collectors use this to pose their figures in flying poses and Photoshop them out, like a friend of mine did for me. Thank you, John. Pop Culture Crew, everyone check him out. He's a good friend of mine. So, very cool, isn't it? So I'm just going to get him down and I'll show you a little bit more about the paint and everything else with Beerus. Look at him flying around. Okay, so we're going to get in nice and close here, everybody. So here's Beerus. Like the purple paint came out really nice on this figure. And it's like screen accurate. It's got everything you could think of. Beerus's costume, everything. You've got the earring in the ear, which follows onto the backside there with the nice gold shiny paint. That is so dope. You've got his cat-like eyes. My little girl, every time she sees Beerus, she says, "It's the purple bunny!" Like, that's the thing about Beerus. Like, yes, he has ears like a bunny, but he's more of like a feline type character, which is crazy. Alright, you've got the golden necklace, you've got the gold bands around the biceps, you've got the gold paint on the bracelets. That is cool. Like, look at the fingernails. You got the black paint on the fingernails also. It's not going to focus. There it is. Black paint on the fingernails. Like, very good attention to detail. So you've got the nice bright blue on the top of his costume here. This is really cool. This part of the this part moves and is also removable. So it's actually attached to the back of his shoulder, which is really cool. But, I'm getting ahead of myself. Articulations later. You've got the orange diamond on the front there. Beerus, the sculpt on this, like, look, Beerus's ribs. Beerus, you know, always has that really skinny waist and the belt and the front sash there with the diamonds. Like, it's all super duper accurate. And the pants, the tail. Tail's cool. You actually have to install the tail because it doesn't come in the box like that. It just plugs straight in. I'll show you real quick. Oh no. Very easy. Nothing to be scared of, everybody. And the blue on the pants. Very cool. Not as shiny in person. It's just the light reflecting off it. And the cool silver paint on the front sash. That's really amazing. Then we come down here to the exposed ankles to the top of the boots. Looks really cool. And the gold paint on that, whatever you call that, loop around the top of the boot. To the boots themselves with a bit of, sculpt in the boots. And toe hinge. Trademark. Not really. No one can toe mark a toe hinge, or can they? But that's the front view, and that is the back view. Like, that is just cool. They just really thought of everything on this figure. Like, look at the sculpt in the biceps. You know, the sculpt through the back, the head. Like, awesome, huh? So, I guess we'll get into accessories now, okay? 3 head sculpts, 2 open blast hands, 2 closed fists, 2 partly open fists, and the destruction ball hand thingy. As you can see, that one there. Out of focus. Focus! There you go. So as I showed you the stern face on the figure itself, this one here, this is the excited face, or the, angry face. It depends what angle you get it on, like this one's like, I'm excited, I'm gonna eat some nice food. And this one's like, you test my patience, Sin. It's cool. So yes, you can probably have that 2 different ways. Then you've got the really cool, either a yawn face or a I'm about to eat this food face. It's very cool. But look at the tongue. Like the paint on this, the teeth, like the individual teeth in the sculpt, that is really cool. And yeah, typical anime, it's just black in there. But yeah, a nice pink color on the tongue, which is cool, with the closed eyes. And they're not just those. It's got a bit of a sculpt in there. It's not just paint to get that effect. And like Beerus's nose, and still again with the gold earring. That's really sweet. Alright, you've got the 2 blast hands. Very cool sculpts. And the underside. This one here, that's your closed fist. Still have the fingernails on there. And it's like partly open. I guess if you had Goku's power pole, you could probably get him to hold Goku's power pole if you had a power pole, which is really cool. Alrighty, so what I will tell you is, when swapping out, the head's really easy. It just pops straight off, just like any Figuarts. But as you can see the ball joint on the figure because the wrists are so tiny. And I kid you not, I was trying to put this on for the video, and it took me at least 2 minutes to get it on properly. It's just a real SOB to get on there because you have to line it just right. And when you apply the pressure, it just sort of slips off. And that's probably my only gripe with the figure, because it is annoying as shit. Alright, so because of that reason, I'm not going to show you how to get it on and off, because I don't want my video to run for 30 minutes. All right. Time to go over articulation. Alright, so as usual, let's start with the head. So you do get looking left and right. You got that far up. Doesn't go too far up. It goes down very far. That's cool. You've also got the neck joint moves, as you can see, the whole neck joint. Okay, so now to the arms. As I said to you before, these little destroyer uniform bits can move and are just plugged on the back of the shoulder. You can take them off if you wanted to get it in, get them in more dynamic poses and not have to worry about it. It looks weird without it. As you can see, it's hard to sort of line up like this and make a believable shot because you've got that there, but you know, it still kind of works, which is sweet. So Beerus has an ab crunch, so you know, it's got like the 2.0 Vegeta sort of ab crunch, which is cool. So you've got obviously bicep swivel all the way around. He can put his arms all the way up. The hair on my finger. All the way up. Obviously 360 hands. Very easy to do. Double jointed elbows. That's cool. So when we come around to the back of the figure, his tail is also articulated, so you can move it. It's just on a ball joint there as well, which is cool. Part of Beerus's character is his tail, you know. God of Destruction needs his tail. Legs are pretty easy, so if you actually pull this sort of down, and then you can, it's got the clearance, which is good. I'm happy that they did that with this figure. You know, it will rub, like I haven't experienced any paint rubbing off on mine, but just be careful. Actually, they do come with instructions, and they do tell you what sort of you can and can't do with them, but it comes up very far. You can kick it. You can kick up forward at a 90-degree angle because of that. Like, it's actually pretty ingenious, and it hides it quite well. It's not as bad as the Vegeta one. Like, I'm happy with this one. Wasn't happy with the blue Vegeta one that I got before this. Then you've got your knee articulation as well, which is a single joint. Okay. No, it's a double joint. It's a double joint, you know, but it sort of comes. Yeah, what else? And then you've also got, yeah, 360 swivel, ankle pivot, and doesn't go too far up, goes down with the toe hinge. Very cool. Wanted to do something else in my video, so I wanted to show you at least 3 different poses I can put this figure in. So this one here is a very easy stance with his hands behind his back. It's very easily achieved with the articulation. Just looks very serious. I quite like that one. Here's the about to destroy you pose. And my personal favorite, the yawning pose. I think it achieves this look quite well. There's also another really good one that I did ages ago. You can have him like lying down, like, you know, and then have this leg crossed over that leg, you know. It achieves the look quite well. If you scroll back through my Instagram, probably like to last year, I think September, around there, you'll be able to see it. Here is Beerus in size comparison to other figures in the line, next to Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku and the Super Saiyan 2.0 Vegeta. And here he is next to Marvel Legends Spider-Man. So now it's time for me to rate the figure out of 10. You know, I'm very biased when I say this, but I'd probably even give it a 9, if not a 10. The only gripe I have really is the, you know, how long it takes to change your hands with the flimsy ball joints, but they can't really help that with the size of the arms of the figure. It's all accurate to screen. It's accurate to everything. The paint on it's great. The articulation's great. I'm very happy with the accessories that he comes with as well. So yeah, I'd give it like a 9.5. I know I'm very biased when I say that, but it is a great figure. A little story of how I came across it. Like, I looked for ages for one. Like, cheapest was like $200, and then I found one on eBay from a collector who hadn't opened his yet. He had it on eBay, and I was like, do I really want to pay that much what he's asking? So he was collecting Marvel Legends, and we ended up doing a trade. I paid $60 plus a Marvel Legends Spider Carnage Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and yeah, he sent it to me in the mail, and I sent him the Ben Reilly and $60. It was pretty good. So I think it was a sweet deal. What else? So I think SH Figuarts, like they should make. We got to have a Champa to go with Beerus, and because you can get a Whis, and I really want Whis, but he's very expensive. Cheapest I can't find him under $200, and I've seen reviews. The articulation with Whis, like he's not really articulated at all, but he's not a really dynamically posable sort of figure. He's not a real fighter or anything, which is cool. But yeah, if we had a Champa to go with Beerus. And we also need a hit from Universe 6. That would be dope. There is in the Dragon Stars line. They need to get one in the Tamashii, the SH Figuarts line. So that about concludes my review, everybody. As usual, thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you can hunt one down because this is a must-have figure for any Dragon Ball collector. Or if anyone just loves anime and wants a really dope figure to hang out with, hey, here's Beerus. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.